Welcome to Vertical Greens, welcome to our YouTube channel. Winter is coming to the north and we would like to keep our garden hobby alive while it's really getting snowy and cold outside. So we've set up this system, and with this system we are able to keep growing leafy greens and herbs and a lot of other different varieties of plants indoors. And we will do this the whole winter. With this setup, it's really possible for us to keep our gardening hobby alive. It's just moving from outdoor to indoor. So in this video, you will learn how the system works. If you follow the video to the very end, I will show you how all of this system connects. I will just take off the pump. With this system, you can really keep growing plants, edible leafy greens, herbs, edible flowers, and a lot of different varieties of plants indoors the whole winter. This is an introduction video to the setup, and this is a video where you will learn a lot more about how this system works, how you will assemble it as well, and what you can grow in it, and how I would recommend you use this setup. This setup can be used in your own house if you have a spare bedroom or spare room. If you have a garage where you don't use some of the space, it's really easy to set up a system like this and start growing plants, start growing so you can become self-sufficient with salads, with herbs, and just keep your gardening hobby alive through the winter season. That's the idea about this system. We have set up this in collaboration with Grow Pipes in Sweden, and we are very happy with the way it turned out. It took us some time to really figure how to connect the parts, but today I'm gonna give you a tour about what is possible to grow in it and then how you can set this up, because we've set this easily up. And let's just go through how this system works. So basically it's in the bottom we have an irrigation tank, like a water tank. We can make this in different sizes. This is connected to a pump down in the tank, and in there it's connected with a hose. There is a 2-meter hose followed with this system that you connect like this. We just mounted it with strips. It's pretty easy. And then you have connections up here in the top that connects the 16mm tube to 6mm tubes all the way up. And the awesome thing about the Grow Pipe setup is that you just make sure that water is put into the holes in the top lid, and then from that gravity is going to do the rest. So it's really easy to work with, and you don't need an oversized pump to run a small setup like this. And in the bottom here you see that we have a 60cm LED strip. What we will do is find some double sticking tape and then just put it on top like this, and then in the bottom you have easy propagation tray that you can propagate all your plants with. This is included with 120cm T8 lights. There are 6 of these, and the spectrum in the light is perfectly fitted with growing edible flowers, leafy greens and herbs. Included with 660 nanometer red and 730 nanometer red. And that's the spectrum that makes the photosynthesis optimized in plant growth in general. So this is gonna increase the plant growth. It's also gonna make the plants stretch a little. But this is a very, very nice setup. And what we did is very basic. We just took one part of the light here. I would put a strip like that. This is the ending part here. I would just mount this with a strip, and then we have essentially just mounted the light through these systems and setups. If you want to really close this ending, I would recommend you just put the light out here and then on this side of the screw it together. And then you have these holders here. It's really easy, you just slide them in from the top, and they are holding small metal plate here which is holding the plant holder for the grow pipes. So all of these things of course comes included in the system. What I've did is I just mounted this with strips, so it's pretty easy to to mount the way you want to mount it, but 3 strips like this, and then it's holding this irrigation tube in place. And what we've did is we just took these, connected the next light with the other light down there, and then connected this, and it goes down to the bottom light, and then it comes up, back up, and then connects to these lights up here. And then the lights essentially will hold themselves in place. So you have the light, the power going over here, up here, up here, up, and then over here. Easy way to set it up. And from here we have the power plug coming down here, down to the energy. The way we do it like this is easy to put the light in an angle that you want to work with. We've mounted enough light for the plants to have all the light that they need. And then we have not added an extra top because we wanted to give the light from the top as well. If we didn't do that, then we would have the top layer have too little light, and then they would stretch too much, and it would not be optimal plant growth we would get from this. So this is a very, very simple setup, and we have the drain tube here. In the drain tube, you see in the middle we've connected this to a bolt down that we screwed up. We've made a hole here, and this hole will just keep the water flowing down like that. What we have experienced now is that we started, and the only pumps that we could find had lifting height of 1.3 meters. So we needed to put another pump, and this pump is the one that we found. This can lift 3 meters, but I think we will use the one that can lift 2 meters. So what we will include in the setup is a 20 millimeter pipe, small pipe, so that will reduce the 20 millimeter to the 16 millimeter, so it really fits with the irrigation hose and the setup here. Because this is a nice standardized way, so it's just a matter of taking a small piece of pipe, connecting to this as 20 millimeter, and then use the reductor to connect to the other tube like this. In the system and the setup, you will have 6 millimeter irrigation pipe, and this irrigation pipe is, I think we're gonna include 4 meters in total, because I don't like that these are not so long, because this one here, it started to make a, how you call it, like a cramp. So it's not completely free for the water to run through, and we want it to be as free as possible. So the longer we will make the tube, the better the water will go through it. And that's basically the setup, how we set this up. If you have any questions to how to operate this in any way, feel free to send us some questions or get in contact with us. What we're gonna do now is we are going to set the other grow pipe system up. This is the 56 plants, and we have the 64 plant system that we're gonna install. I will show you how to put it together in the next video. And in there we have already prepared some edible flowers, some leafy greens, some herbs that we will start growing in the garage that we have available. And then we will see what happens. So if you like this content, if you like growing plants in indoors, and you like self-sufficiency through the winter with a system like this, then subscribe to the channel, give the video a like, and then follow the journey and see how this goes. What I would recommend you grow in here is salads. This setup is really, really optimized for salad growth, for like mustard varieties, for spinach, for beets as well. But herbs is also a great way of growing with this. You can really grow a lot of basil in the system, a lot of parsley. It's really your own imagination that keeps a stop of what's possible with a system like this. And that's the awesome thing, because this is a very easy way to set up a way of growing and maintaining self-sufficiency in herbs and leafy greens. That's the idea of it. The system uses only 200 watts, so this is 200 watts of energy per hour that this system will use, and this is a very, very low energy compared to other systems. So we really try to make it as energy efficient as possible and make it as optimized to be able to grow as much produce as you possibly can in the smallest base possible. So that's it for this system. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. And otherwise, I hope you learned something. If you want to collaborate or work together in any way, feel free to reach out. And then I will see you in the next video. Take care.